Okay, we have half an hour left for the class. Let's do some speaking. Hi, welcome to another video by Johnny. So today, Miss Trúc is going to do her speaking practice. There's only like half an hour, so it's going to be a short video, I think. And so let's start. Okay, 122 is already done. Let's go to 123, part one, IELTS speaking. So, Miss Trúc, please. So it's about sitting down. So, do you always sit down for a long time, like me?
Oh, yes, I often sit down for a long times because I'm a
Mm.
office
You're an
worker.
office worker, yeah?
Yes, so my job requires me to sit in my desk and
To sit
work.
to sit on my desk floor
Sit
and
on
work.
my desk for working from 8 to 5.
That sounds terrible.
Yes, yes. Sometimes I can go into lab to do some research,
To do some
practice.
research.
Yes,
Mm.
yes, to do some practical research, and I treasure that time because I can stand up and relax from a long sitting down.
After long sitting down, yeah.
Yes,
Okay, I always enjoy sitting down, but sometimes I need to stand up and walk. Now, do you feel sleepy when you are sitting down?
it's not uh, a common feelings because
It's
this
not like it's not a feeling that you experience often, right?
yes, and I
Phải
believe
nói là
that
no mới đúng nha. Phải trả lời no mới đúng. No, it's not. Mới đúng nha.
yes, I agree with this idea that people often feel sleepy when sitting down for a long time.
Okay.
Yes. And I think because when sit when sitting down too long, that acquires a feelings of boring that make people believe that they have to stand up and go for a walk at least 5 or 10 minutes before return back to their work. Some some fresh air and short walking can recharge their energies.
Yes.
I think it's a good way to make the bodies work.
Okay. And where's your favorite place to sit? Where do you often sit? Yeah, like favorite place doesn't mean that where you often sit. Một cái nơi mà mình rất là hứng thú, rất là thích để ngồi hay nó khác với những nơi mình thường ngồi nha.
To mention a place that I usually love sitting there is my bed. Interesting that is my favorite place because I can clean on the work and sit very uh, comfortable list watching televisions and do anything because it's my private place.
Mhm.
I don't have to I have to think about others um, looking. I just sit on my bed and enjoy my time. It's very different from sitting down in the in my office because I have to focus on my work and stare the screen. Often on days working. It's really stressful, of course.
I see. I think so too. Now, talking about sitting down, when you were a child, did you usually sit on the floor? You know, I think sitting on the floor is a very common thing among Asians, I think. Maybe among other Western nations or maybe other society as well. So, but when you were a child, did you usually sit on the floor?
Remembered that when I was a child, I often sit on on the floor because because children have a tendencies of playing on the ground because uh if they want to arrange their styles
To
and
arrange what? To arrange what?
arrange arrange their stories their stories.
À, arrange their toys.
Yes, arrange
Sắp
their
xếp đồ chơi của
toys.
nó. Arrange their toys. Yeah.
It requires a big space and on the and the floors is a wonderful place for this. Of course, I think sitting on the floors is more safe than on the chair or something is higher because um, parents don't have to worry about their child's safety.
Mhm. All right. So, talking about that, sitting on the floor, sometimes there are risks, because the floor is sometimes is a lot of dirty thing on the floor, nền nhà nó đơ, nó dơ chứ phải không đâu. So they can get infections, if they eat something on the floor, So what do you think about that?
I think this
I think it's dirty, yeah.
I think your worries is truly considerable
Yeah,
because
đáng kể phải
yes
không đâu.
because because children cannot res- uh, realize the dangerous
The
things
danger,
by
the danger.
themselves, the dangerous by themselves, and of course their parents have to do this for them. For example, they have to clean the floor before they let their children's place on. Sits
Mhm.
on, yes, and a really important thing that they need to do is prevent their children from dangerous uh, things such as knife and items that can harm their harm them
And the item that can what?
harm them.
You can harm them, yeah. So do you find it easy to fall asleep when sitting on a sofa?
I agree that it's easy to fall asleep when
Mhm.
sitting on a sofa. You know, sofa is a very comfortable furniture
Furniture.
as furniture that many individuals love sitting on them and take a nap.
Okay.
So because the comfort that a sofa provide for
Of course, sofa is
people,
super comfortable. Everyone loves it.
yes,
Mhm.
it's a great feelings of sleep,
The feeling of sleep, yeah. Dùng chữ sleep như
sleep.
danh từ được luôn mà. You can use sleep as a noun. Yeah. All right. Let's go to a part 2 and 3. How about 126? I think. Let's try that. There you go. Describe a friend that you consider to be part of your own family. Miêu tả một người bạn mà bạn coi như là một phần của gia đình riêng của mình luôn rồi. You should say how you know that friend, why you consider them part of your own family, what you do together, and how you feel about them. And of course, part 3 is about friendship. What are the most important qualities that make a friendship strong? Phẩm chất nào quan trọng nhất để làm cho một mối quan hệ bạn bè nó mạnh, một tình bạn nó mạnh? So think about, of course, all the relationship you need respect. Of course, that's number one. Everyone needs respect. Cái mối quan hệ nào cũng cần cái sự tôn trọng đó. Không cần biết mối quan hệ nào. The second one may be honesty, of course. Phải nói thành thật với nhau. You have to be honest. And if you are not honest with them, they won't trust you, you know, and that's not a friendship. That's some kind of we call situationship, you know. Nó là những cái mối quan hệ tình huống. You know, it's a situationship. I think you should not use that word. Okay. And also, I think for friendship, you need honesty, you need respect. You need to have similar interests as well. Thật sự bạn bè mà nó không có cùng những cái hứng thú chung với nhau á, thì cuối cùng nó cũng lạnh nhạt à. I think if you don't have the same interests as them, the friendship can be very cold, you know, and you don't meet each other that much. That's what I think. I don't know what you think. Okay, what role do friends play in helping people during difficult times? Trong những lúc mà khó khăn đi, thì bạn bè đóng vai trò gì trong chuyện giúp người khác? How do friendships change as people grow older? Những mối tình bạn nó thay đổi thế nào khi con người ta lớn tuổi hơn? Do people quarrel a lot? You know, do people get into fights a lot? Bạn bè đương nhiên nó có một số thời điểm là nó sẽ quánh lộn. Do people get into fights a lot when they get older? Già rồi sức đâu quánh lộn đó. You know, when they get older, they won't have enough energy to get into fights, you know, I think. But as when they were still young, they get into fights more often, I think, if they want. And do people forgive each other easier? Con người ta có bỏ qua cho nhau một cách dễ dàng hơn hay không? You know, there are a lot of things in a friendship that people don't like about each other, you know. Đương nhiên trong mối quan hệ tình bạn có nhiều cái mà người ta cũng chẳng thích về nhau đâu. But do people forgive each other easier? Con người ta có bỏ qua cho nhau dễ dàng hơn không? Think about when people are very old. Each passing year you witness, for each passing year, cho mỗi một cái năm trôi qua đi, you witness a friend or two, or a friend or two friend, a friend or two pass away, you know. You witness a friend or two pass away. Cứ mỗi một cái năm trôi qua bạn lại chứng kiến một hay hai người nào đó qua đời chẳng hạn. Think about that. Would you forgive your other friends easier than when you were younger? Lúc hồi còn nhỏ tự nhiên giận nhau cái gì đó nhiều khi từ mặt luôn, nhưng mà lúc về già mới nhận ra là mối quan hệ bạn bè nó quan trọng cỡ nào. Khi mà từng đứa cứ chết dần đi. So when you are older, you actually appreciate friendship more because every passing year you see a friend or two pass away before you. So you kind of understand the importance of friendship, you know. Người ta càng già ta càng nhận ra được cái mối quan trọng của sự của tình bạn, the importance of friendship. And of course because of loneliness, với cái sự mà cô đơn nữa. Okay, think about that. And then how do people maintain long distance friendships? Ờ, con người ta giữ vững những mối quan hệ với khoảng cách xa như thế nào? Like between different countries, giữa những đất nước khác nhau thì sao? Okay, these days there's a lot of ways, You just need to make calls often, I think. It's easy to do that these days. Back then, people have to write letters, and it takes many months to reach each other. But these days, I think it's very quick. You just make a call. If you don't want to keep that friendship, you say, I don't have the time. But if you do value that friendship, you do make time for them. You do make time for them. Nếu mình có value, nếu mà mình tôn trọng, mình trọng cái mối quan hệ đó, thì mình sẽ dành thời gian cho họ thôi, còn không sẽ tìm lý do. Otherwise you make excuses. And the question focuses on how you can do that. Next question. Why is it important to have friends with different interests and background? Tại sao lại quan trọng để có những người bạn với những cái hứng thú khác nhau và những cái nền tảng giáo dục gia đình, nền tảng học vấn, nền tảng các thứ khác nhau? So what do you think? Is it to have a different viewpoint? To have different viewpoints about different aspects of life? Để có những cái nhìn nhận khác nhau về nhiều cái khía cạnh khác nhau của cuộc sống chăng? And um, to benefit from the vast experience, để mà đã được lợi từ những cái trải nghiệm rất là to lớn của nhiều người từ nhiều nhiều cái ngóc ngách khác nhau cuộc sống. Coming from all walks of life, đến từ mọi nẻo đường cuộc sống. Okay, think about it. Okay, you have some time to think now. This one. Okay, Mr. Can you describe a friend that you consider to be a part of your own family?
Yes, I would like to introduce a friend I deeply cherish and appreciate as a family member. Her name is Thảo, a university friend of mine, and we have remained close to nowadays. She is someone who cares deeply about her family. That's a reason why it resonates with me and made us closer.
Mhm.
Moreover, her thoughtfulness and kindness in the way she interacts with others make my family truly adore her and treat her like one of their own. We often bake together, and she really enjoys the sweet uh, cake I make. I think I learned from her and a lot, and we share many joyful moments together while exchanging story about our daily lives. In my opinion, is a really good friend, and her presence in my life supports me in time that I feel discouraged.
I mean discouraged, right?
Discouraged. Yes, I feel discouraged.
I feel discouraged. Tôi cảm thấy bị sao ta? Bị bàn lùi á, bị không có được người ta encourage, bị bàn lui. Ừ. Okay. So what are the most important qualities that make a friendship strong? What do you think?
For me, there are two most important qualities that I think push a friendships strong. It's about trust. Because when when two when friends trust each others, they're able to confide in each other without fear of judgment and betrayal. Was
And
really
what?
hard. Betrayal
And betrayal. Okay.
and betrayal. Yes, it's truly hard to contribute in this current world.
Mhm.
We, when people just focus on themselves and sometimes want to feel more powerful than others.
Mhm.
And another um, qualities that I want to mention here is mutual respect.
Mutual respect.
Mutual respect.
Mutual.
Mutual, res-
Mutual respect.
mutual respect.
Sự tôn trọng lẫn nhau. Mutual respect. Of course, it's super important for any relationship.
Yes. I value the I value people who respect my opinions, and of course when they share their thoughts or their feelings, I always appreciate and encourage them to share the feeling with me. But anytime when they want to be alone and want to give their serious, I always support and respect
And
because
respect
that
it.
is
Respect it.
and respect it because that is their privacy.
That's a privacy, yeah.
Yes.
Now, so in during difficult times, what roles do friends play in helping people during difficult times? What do you think? Can they help you financially? Like, can they give you the money, something like that? Can they help you out if you got caught by the police or something like that? Bị công an tóm, với bạn có giúp mình vượt ngục được không? You know, something like that, you know. That's funny. Okay. Can you
Yes,
answer that?
funny. Yes. It I believe that uh, friends not only helping them in financial problems, but also enhance our feelings of belonging. Because when people meet and have to under, under, undergo difficult times, their mental health will be affected
Will be
so much.
affected. Will be
Will be
affected so much.
will be affected so much. So emotional support in times is really important.
Okay.
Friends provide a safe space to express feeling and seek comfort. Just having someone listen can be a wonderful support
Yes.
that anyone can find in their life.
Okay.
Of
Good.
course, yet of course, practical help such as about finance or as some or some things about offerings or place to stay in case they don't have anywhere to save
Say what?
uh, had to live.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
So let's talk about age now. So as people grow older, how do friendships change?
Uh, mm. you know, times is
Time is just an illusion. Thời gian chỉ là một cái ảo ảnh. Okay.
times is measures of friendship, I think.
Of course. Sau 6 năm mà cũng còn là bạn với nhau. After 6 years, you're still friends. Oh my God, that's great.
Yes, to mention a long friendship, a long uh friendships uh requires many requires a huge efforts and patience to keep the ball strong despite despite the times which as individuals projects of life the friendship often experience many transformation especially if um, once in them have to endure some things are difficult to overcome to come over or something
To overcome.
drains their life.
You mean to overcome?
Yes, it really affects the friendships.
Okay, it really affected our friendship. I understand that. Okay, so right, so let's go to the next question. So why is it important to have friends with different interests and backgrounds? So let this be the last question because I have to do something else. Why is it important to have friends with different interests and background then? Like, for example, why should you make friends with someone who is from a, let's say, a different country or different interests? Like they do something else that you don't do. Why should you do that?
Those many people think that having friends that share the same thinking and interesting interest is really great because they have many the same thing to share with each other. But I think that to have friends with different interests and backgrounds is also cruel because because they have different viewpoints about different aspects of
Viewpoints, you mean?
viewpoints, viewpoints,
Viewpoints.
viewpoints about different aspects of life that pe- that people can learn from their friends. Cultivate friendships with people from various backgrounds can increase. their experience in life. They can have broaden um, our perspective.
Mhm. And
When
broaden our perspective. Yeah.
yes, this promotes personal growth and enhance understand about the world from many aspects. Of course, when people have brave to communicate and make friends with
If people are
people
brave enough, yeah, đủ
brave
sự
enough
dũng cảm để mà communicate.
to communicate with others who seem to be totally different,
Of course.
it can enhance social skill
It
and
can improve their social
confidence.
skill and confidence, yes. And you know what they say? The grass is greener across the fence. You know? Người ta thường nói cỏ thì xanh hơn ở bờ bên kia của hàng rào. You know? It can mean many things, you know. Câu này có nhiều nghĩa.
Good and bad.
Ah, of course, good and bad. Yes, exactly. Now, so is that all?
Yes, I think that when people improve their social skill, it
Mhm.
teach them have a better perspective about
Perspective, better
perspective
perspective about
about perspectives about judgment.
judgment. Yes.
Yes, when people have to communicate with people who they don't want to or think that
That would be terrible.
they do
That
not
would be
they do
terrible.
not they are not suitable for their mindset. At first, I think the first impression should be set aside and let their conversations and communications have increasing their friends relationship. Maybe they can find a friends really wonderful for their life
Mhm. I do
with
agree.
a total different mindset.
Mhm. That I do agree. Now, so I think that's all for today. Let's just stop it here.